Hey, what's up everybody? Jim with Reverb.com. We're at the Fender booth, Summer NAMM 2017. I'm with JMJ and his JMJ. Let's hear that slide. Yeah.
Yeah, you know you love that.
Have you always been a short scale guy?
No. So I didn't ever start out that way. But as time went on, what's up? As time went on, I got more and more into it. About I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, I ran into this Mustang. My guitar tech found it in Minneapolis. And I was like, shit, Mustangs have always been down, mainly because of Tina Weymouth. So that was my benchmark. And Holger from Can and a few other people that were always Mustang people.
One?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Richard Hell and various other people. And I was always fascinated, never owned one, got one, and started putting it in the show or in sessions. And then I realized that it quickly would rise to the top as like a choice, not just my choice, but like the artist or a producer. They'd be like, oh shit, Mustang. Could you go back, play that one again? Like, you know, and it'd be a thing because they'd hear it and they'd hear such an incredible focus of tone. Like the note is very clear and forward, and it sits well in a mix. It sits well when you combine it with synths. Like in modern music, when there's like synth bass, mirroring bass and stuff, it's almost better in certain times. And so I just gradually more and more played it more and more and more and more. And then with the Fender guys, we decided maybe the time is right to do like a Mustang that's more like a legit old school Mustang, with basically unchanged from the day, and make it affordable and make it have like a tasteful like vintage aesthetic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so like a lot of people are doing the relic job on the body. I'm actually seeing some like discoloration on the pickguard too.
We did everything. Yeah. So yeah, this is based on my '66 Daphne Blue Mustang, and basically every detail is mirrored. The only thing this bass doesn't have that my '66 has are foam mutes under the bridge, which don't work anyway. So, lollipop tuners, relic hardware, this weird mark where someone had the thumb rest down here,
Yep.
like all this stuff is from that bass.
It's super cool, man. My thing with I'm a short scale guy.
You're a short scale guy.
I always have. I have an old Univox that I swear by. You put that thing into 1176, it sounds bigger than any P bass I've ever heard.
That's exactly the thing.
Yeah.
Also, as soon as you play like a fast little neck, you start to become addicted to the idea that you can do all this like
Yeah.
really like kind of boogaloo-y, kind of super hyperactive stuff with more ease. It's, it feels really natural.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that short scale tone, the short scale playability, and it's just it's not a stigma anymore. The funny thing to me was always like Mustang as a student instrument.
Yeah, right.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Student instrument. Tina played a Mustang.
Totally.
That would always perplex me, when some of the raddest bass players I know like rock these, and so, and there'd be a stigma from people like maybe a bass teacher or like someone who was older who was in the business or whatever, and like, oh, that's like kind of a toy, like,
Yeah.
and so, but then you get your hands on one and you have to free yourself of that strange prejudice,
Yeah.
and you realize that like, oh, this shit slays and it's good for more applications than you ever would have normally thought possible.
When you're out with Beck, are you guys still using like tape echo, like old tape echoes, old shit?
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys still do that?
Yeah.
How do you keep that stuff up while you're on
We
the
don't.
road?
It
No?
falls apart all the time. Like my rig with Beck is a like 1970 Ampeg Blue Line SVT, a Sun 215 rig with a 2000 head, and an acoustic 370 with a 215, and that shit is always falling apart. And my tech, Andy Harrison, is like the guy who somehow is able to keep it going night after night. He gets a little bummed if I like jump on top of the amp and like try and knock it over. Like he gets bummed if I do stuff like that. That's more deliberate. He can fix stuff on the fly. So and then also I play keyboard, so I'm rocking a Prophet 5 and a Korg MS-20, and our keyboard player is doing all kinds of insane like Jupiter 8. Prophet 5, original Clav.
The Jupiter 8?
Oh yeah. I mean,
these are like getting up into the 5 figures now.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like we tour for us. We tour for our amusement.
Right.
Sure, it's for entertaining, but it's also for entertaining us.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense to us that we need to like leave all that shit at home.
Right. Right.
So for me, I want those old ass amps. I want my really expensive old pedals. I want like my vintage basses, and screw it. It's like I don't really see any reason not to.
Right.
If it falls apart, then so be it. That's just natural, you know.
Right. I mean, are you stoked on having your own signature bass?
It's a little bit surreal. I'm stoked. They did a great job, and it's going to be really fun.
Well, look
Yep.
for them on Reverb. They'll be on pretty soon. Justin, thanks so much, man.
Pleasure's mine, man.
Cheers, man.
Good to see you again.